Hello and welcome to the UWS Sports Desk. I'm Kieran Muir.
And I'm Adam Oakley.
The football world is in mourning after the death of Celtic legend Tommy Gemmell, who passed away in the early hours of Thursday morning following a long battle with illness. He was 73 years old. The Lisbon Lion was the only player to score in both of the Hoops' two European Cup finals and the World Club Championship final, having grabbed the equaliser in the 1967 European Cup final win over Inter Milan, where Celtic won 2-1 and scored the opener in the defeat to Feyenoord by the same scoreline 3 years later. Celtic Chief Executive Peter Lawwell has said that the club will honour the Hoops legend when Brendan Rodgers' side take on St Mirren at Celtic Park on Sunday.
It's now been 3 weeks since Mark Warburton departed Rangers, but the club's search for a manager could come to an end as soon as Monday. Pedro Caixinha has been linked with the Ibrox hot seat. Over to our Scottish football experts for more on that and the other managerial vacancies throughout the leagues.
Yep, thanks for that, Adam. Delighted to see I've got Connor Park and Lewis Kemp joining me here. Connor, I'll ask you the first question. It certainly looks like Rangers are going to be announcing a new manager very soon.
Potentially, although I think a lot of the speculation in the papers this morning is a little bit ahead of the game. I think there's no doubt Rangers have identified their target as Pedro Caixinha, but he is based in Qatar, and it'll be tough for them to get him over here so soon as what has been reported. I don't doubt it will come, but I think there's still a little bit of waiting to go for Rangers fans at this moment in time.
Yeah, you rightly bring up the time frame there. How important is it in your mind that Rangers get a manager in now?
It's imperative. They've got an Old Firm game coming up weekend after next. That's a massive one for fans. But they've decided to go down the process of appointing a director of football, and that has to happen first. I think that could potentially happen later today, if not the start of next week. Once that happens, then yeah, I think you'll see Rangers really press ahead with bringing Pedro Caixinha to Ibrox.
Yeah, Rangers aren't the only club in the top flight without a manager as we speak. Motherwell parted company with their manager Mark McGee earlier on in the week, and it looks like he could be off to Kilmarnock possibly.
Yeah, that is a rumour that he might be off to Kilmarnock. It's one I don't really see happening, to be honest with you, because it's very rare for a manager to leave a top flight club or to be sacked by a top flight club and then go to another top flight club just a wee bit after that. There is another rumour though that Lee McCulloch, who's a current caretaker manager at Kilmarnock, he might be moving in the opposite direction to Motherwell. Could maybe make sense, ex-Motherwell player there, so you never know.
And these two teams play each other at the weekend. That could be an interesting one indeed. Some other news, thanks guys for your time. Some other news is that Clyde yesterday announced that they will have John Paul McGovern and Peter McDonald in interim charge for Saturday's game against Forfar. That is in League 2. Back to the studio.
This weekend in the Scottish Cup, Ayr United take on current holders Hibernian in the quarter-finals. Kevin Cragans went to Somerset Park to speak to the club's commercial manager Graham Miller to find out how the club's impressive cup run will impact on their finances.
I'm here at Somerset Park ahead of tomorrow's game against Hibs in the Scottish Cup. I'm here to talk to Graham Miller about what the Scottish Cup run means to the club.
Yeah, this stage, we'll make probably upwards of 50,000 in terms of revenue. So that's very, very welcome, and it'll probably eat into some of the loss for this season. So that's very welcome. Getting to the semi-finals, a bit of a different story. It's much bigger money and would be absolutely enormous. But to get to the quarter final of the Scottish Cup is go to Easter Road, big crowd. It'll be very welcome income for the club. Yeah.
Do you know how many lads will go into the game?
It's difficult. I mean, we're always asked, what away support we expect to take, and we can always give a pretty good estimate. I find it as a fan a wee bit more difficult to call this one. I wouldn't be surprised if we took 750, and I also wouldn't be surprised if we took upwards of 1,000. So I genuinely don't know. Hibs, I would expect to have 14,000. So going to be a good crowd, either way. And the boys have shown, as I say, we've gone to Easter Road, they enjoy playing there, and so it should be a really good occasion.
Kevin Cragans, UWS News, Ayr.
Away from football now and over to athletics. Scotland's Laura Muir is eyeing a double gold as she prepares for the 1500 and 3000 metre races in the European Indoor Championships in Belgrade. 23-year-old Muir has already broken the British indoor 5,000 metre and the European 1,000 and 3,000 metre marks this winter.
Boxing now, and this Saturday sees the much anticipated bout between David Haye and Tony Bellew in Manchester. Callum Fisher has more.
Yes. We'll do our business and we'll get it done. Signed, sealed, delivered. David Haye will fight Tony Bellew at the O2 Arena on March the 4th.
Done.
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 Signed, sealed, delivered.
And so it was set, the bout between two of the biggest names in British boxing, David Haye and Tony Bellew, for this Saturday in Manchester. 36-year-old Haye will be back in the ring for the first time since his victory over Arnold Gergely in May of last year, whilst Liverpudlian Bellew's last fight was his victory over American BJ Flores in October of 2016. There's certainly been plenty of trash talk between both fighters in the lead up to this fight, and anticipation continues to grow through fight week.
What's going to happen on the night? I'm going to absolutely destroy him, and it's all big talk, prior to the fight. Now the fight's signed. This is, you see, I could already feel him sort of cowering away because he knows the task in hand's too big, too strong, too fast, too powerful, and he's going to end up knocked spark out.
So it's all set for a feisty encounter between the two when they face off this weekend in Manchester. Callum Fisher, UWS News, Ayr.
And that's all from us here at the UWS Sports Desk. For me, Adam Oakley.
And me, Kieran Muir. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.